The Doc is In is sponsored by Amada Senior Care.
We're happy to have Chief Medical Contributor Dr. Ryan Stanton with us in studio again.
Yeah, and this morning he's telling us our eyes may be playing more tricks on us than we were aware of.
All right, let's do us a real fast quiz here, pop quiz.
Oh, no, trivia.
Okay. Paul, were you
Yes.
paying attention last segment? How fast are our eyes, what is the speed, the frames per second at which our eyes turn things from pictures to movement, to motion?
This will shock you, but I actually know the answer. 10 to 12.
That's right. Now, Krista, right now, for the folks watching at home, how fast are we broadcasting?
I think the answer is 30.
Boom. That's right.
We're so smart.
broadcasting. We are broadcasting at 30 frames per second. So that's what we're talking about here is how fast our eyes, you think that we're seeing in constant motion with our eyes. We're actually not. We actually process with our vision about 30 to 60 frames per second. After about 10 to 12 frames per second, it actually becomes motion. You see here with this picture, this is actually a cockpit of an airplane. The camera and the refresh rate of the LED lights is different, so those oscillations or those hertz are different, so it looks like it's actually blinking. So what are some of the common frame rates that you're seeing? Well, movies measure at approximately 24 frames per second. So it looks like our motion pictures are constant, but it's actually 24. Broadcast TVs tends to be about 30 to 60 frames per second. Now this is fast enough that we don't see any glitches. It's constant motion. Now when it comes to things like video gaming, and I was asking during the break who back in the control room does video gaming, they say we all do, but Reese actually broadcasts some of them as he goes with his streaming. They'll actually use a faster frame rate up to 240 or so hertz or frames per second to allow for smoother transition, to make that image look smoother. And so when Paul was talking about sports, a lot of times with sports with HD, that has to be filmed in a faster frame rate to make that movement look smoother. If not, it looks like it's more blurred or that motion is segmented. Interestingly, at that 10 to 12 frames per second, anything slower than that is going to look like stop motion. So what you saw with some of the slower or earlier versions of movies and cartoons that had slower frame rates. And as things have gotten more modern, we've picked up those frame rates to make sure that we're seeing things more clearly and smoother. So the faster the frame rate, the smoother the picture, because the oscillations in hertz line up better than we see potentially where we see those lights, or as you saw earlier with your scoreboards, the lights turning off and on as they refresh.
You had a question for us. Now we'll throw one at you.
Okay. Was that
And we
paying
have not
attention?
gone over this ahead of time, unlike his questions earlier.
I don't know what you're talking about.
How much does persistence of vision play a role in what you're talking about?
Well, you know, the thing is, interestingly, with the eyes, with the persistence that you're talking about, vision rate in lights and environments change the rates and the ability for our brain to put things together. So our frame refresh rate or hertz rate, but also then our brain being able to take those pictures and lining them up together and putting them into a constant motion or movement.
Gosh.
That is fascinating.
The brain.
Oh my goodness.
The brain's pretty cool. It
Yes.
does cool stuff.
Oh my goodness.
Next week, we'll do more brain stuff.
Right. We're going to play the brain game with
brain
Dr.
game.
Stanton.
All right. Thank you
All
so
day
much,
long.
Doc. We appreciate it.